drink tastes good.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, welcome back to another week. We're doing fine with Connor James. And today I got a guy back that we had already, Doug Guillory. What's going on, Coach Doug?
Oh, it's busy day,
How you doing,
but it's
man?
good to be here.
That's right. I like your hat and your American
I'm
outfit.
feeling a little patriotic.
That's what I'm talking about. So, unfortunately, you had to come from a funeral, but hey, you're here to cook some food. We're going to cook a little bit more today. So
Yes.
I pulled some backstrap and some sirloin out the freezer. And you're going to do some what?
We're gonna cut it up in some little strips and batter it, flour it up, and fry it. Won't take long.
Get a little closer to the mic.
Yes, sir.
That's good right there. Yeah, you probably could still hear it, but well, yeah, dude. Well, everybody's been raving about our last podcast. You told some good stories, and I think we had a good one.
Yeah, it came out good. I got a lot of stories, a lot of crazy things happened in my life.
Well, dude. We were having a little fun on the podcast, and after going back and editing it and everything, I was like, oh man, I had one too many whiskeys. I kept asking you the same question, and you would say something, and I would ask it like you just said it, and I would ask it, so you did this, and it was totally wrong, and I was like, oh my goodness. So this time we're not we didn't start as early, so it'll be all right.
Yeah, it's my first couple of sips. So.
That's what I'm talking about. So, anyways, dude, well, let's get right into it. What you said you got a bunch of crazy stories. All right, give me one.
Lord.
Let's start a topic off. I don't know. What do we about what? Crazy stories about what?
I don't know. Just about everything that happens in my life was crazy.
Yeah, dude.
My daddy was crazy, so the story is just about him. John Shirley.
Is your dad's name John Shirley?
Yeah, John
Okay.
Shirley. Yeah, and just for instance, this is how my dad was. He came to meet us, and we went to meet my sister. I think it was at McNeese at the time. I was probably about 16 years old, and we were barbecuing over there. And so after we barbecued, he put the pit back in the truck, and it just so happened a rock or something that blew out his back windshield. So he had a piece of plywood back there, and leftover plywood in the back of the truck from putting that up there. And going down the interstate, apparently the barbecue pit flipped over, and he had never taken the coals out.
Oh Lord, I've done that before.
So we going down the interstate, and the plywood catches on fire, and we can't see it because the back window's covered with plywood, and they got a fire 6 foot high in the back of the truck going 75 down the interstate, and people are pulling up to the side of us, waving their arms, flagging them down, hollering they got a fire in the truck, and he's all like, fuck y'all, leave me alone. What the hell y'all want here? You know, and after about 4 or 5 people did it, I kind of stuck out the window or something. I saw there was a flame back there, and so we had to pull over and put it out. But we had a giant fire going down the interstate.
Dude, what kind of truck was that?
Oh, shoot, I don't know. He had so many trucks. We wrecked so many of them.
Wrecked them.
I totaled 4 trucks in less than a year. When I got my license, I was 15. Before I turned 16, I totaled 4 trucks, and I was with three other people that totaled their vehicles. Nobody wanted to ride with me no more. They said I was a jinx.
I guarantee you, dude. I'm not any luck with vehicles either. I've had I had one vehicle stolen when I was at Belhaven College in Jackson, Mississippi, and then my dad's got stolen. And then my next truck got broken into over there. And then another time, I was driving to Houston, and another truck broke down on the side of the interstate, had fuel. My fuel had water in it, damaged my entire fuel system. Had to change the entire fuel system. The next truck, another F-250, I had my transmission went out, and it got broken into when I was in Austin. I'm just not good with trucks.
Oh, that thing I drove here in today, and going down the road, and I could feel a little in the hinge, and it can't be a good thing.
What was the first vehicle that you remember getting?
First one was a lime green truck, farm truck, with a rebuilt 350, and that sucker could go.
What brand was that?
It was a Chevrolet, short wheelbase, and whenever you put it to the floor, your head would snap back. I can tell you right now, that was a fast sucker. No, Daddy gave that old farm truck. It all beat up to shit, but it ran.
Did you like it?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
So you had that truck, and then like your first truck. I mean, you gotta love that thing.
Oh
Just
yeah.
treat it like your baby.
Oh yeah, I put a little speakers in there, a little sound system, you know,
yeah.
that little booster. Back then it was a booster where you can pump it up a little bit.
I did the same thing. I bought these big old bass. Well, we put these big old bass things in the truck, and that was the thing back in high school. You know, everybody wants to hear the boom, boom, boom
Oh, yeah.
stuff. And nowadays, I don't care about any of that. I'd rather turn my music down
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit and just listen to podcasts like this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. And then so you could drive at 15.
Back then, yeah, we got a license at 15.
You could also buy alcohol at 16 or 18. Or something.
18, yeah. Well, we actually bought it probably at 15.
Oh yeah, I remember we used to pull
in Ville
Hey
Platte, they
Misters in
wouldn't,
Ville Platte.
they wouldn't check you too hard.
My buddy went to he lived in Pine Prairie while he was going to LSUE, and he was like, "Oh, you go to these gas stations, this one, and this one, and they'll sell you whatever you want."
Yeah, we drank those little ponies, they call them, little Millers,
Oh, yeah,
High
yeah.
Life, and that and some Strawberry Hill, I think, the wine, Boone Farm,
Oh my goodness!
cheap as dirt.
I'm telling you, we used to go to that bar, Donnie's.
Yeah.
Remember Donnie's?
Yeah, oh,
I
yeah.
you
I
probably
know
been there.
Donnie well. He's been sick a lot. Like, he sold his bar recently to
Oh,
someone else.
really?
Yeah, yeah, he's been sick.
Whenever
but,
we went over there for the first time, that was another thing. All these Ville Platte. One of my buddies was friends with a lot of Ville Platte guys, and he was like, they kept talking about Donnie's, and we were just getting into college, so we were like crazy about going to the bar and everything. And they were like, Donnie's is a place to go. Is it in Ville Platte or is it in?
it's on Main Street in Ville Platte. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was Mama or Ville Platte.
No, Ville Platte.
We were in Pine Prairie, staying at my buddy's house, and he had a little camp back there. And one night we made the trek to Donnie's, and they got refrigerator. They pulled the beer
Oh, yeah.
from.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a regular
old school.
refrigerator. And they said, hey, there was no music playing, and they said, if y'all want to go play some music, the speaker's over there in the corner. Just go hook your phone up. And I was like, okay, well, this is country as it gets. I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But that was a good old time.
It's almost self-serve. You know, a lot of times we go back behind the counter and just throw them under the table and get our own drink or whatever.
Dude, another place, Coach Ray Oakran told me about. It was called the Pink Panther. Was that it? It was a
Maybe I bet you're talking about the Purple Peacock.
Purple Peacock.
That was in Eunice.
That was it. You got any Purple Peacock stories?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Lots and lots. The ones I can remember, because we got pretty trash back then. But, back then it wasn't internet and all that right now. So if you left Ville Platte and went any other small town around you, I don't care if it was Mamu or Opelousas, Eunice, it was going to be a fight automatically.
I was about to say.
It was a fight. So we would go, 6, 7, 8 guys, but you still 6, 7, 8 guys against 40, 50.
Oh, my God.
Because it was going to be a fight. So whenever we were just feeling frisky, we'd go take a ride, a road trip, and we'd get in a fight every single time. And everybody come to Ville Platte, they will get their ass whipped there, and it was just something we did,
Was there any bad, like, there was one dude?
There was no guns or knives back
Yeah,
then, none of that bullshit, And, somebody knock you down, they wasn't trying to kick you in the face all day long. It was just clean, good, clean, fun, good, clean fighting,
Clean, fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess as much as it can be.
Yeah, the Purple Peacock, now, that was a mixture. People would come from Ville Platte, Opelousas, Eunice, Mamu, all over. And so it was like a big old bar, good music, big dance floor, and it was a mixture. If you go into that little hole-in-the-wall bar and you start talking to somebody's woman, that's all over with, And so that was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
But we came to right here in the Moon Saloon.
Oh, yeah, really?
And
It was never open when I was alive, I don't think. Maybe it closed in the early 2000s, but right there on the corner, they demolished the whole building.
I didn't see when I passed by, but yeah, I've been there a few times. We come meet Raleigh Blanchette, the mayor of Rosedale over there,
Yeah.
good friend of mine, and we came there one night. It was dove season. We were staying, matter of fact, in a house. Shoot, it was like a house right here around you somewhere, and a big brick house. So we went out to Moon Saloon, and everything was good. They had a band playing. Everybody was having a good time. Well, one of our partners, I forget his damn name, Jerry Lee Schummel from Lake Charles. And he's kind of retarded. And, he was sitting at the bar, and this good-looking woman was sitting next to him, and her boyfriend, big old guy, was sitting right next to her, and he'd buy her a drink, a straight shot, the guy would. So when the bartender would put it down, she'd be talking, and Jerry Lee would grab her drink, and he'd shoot it and put it back down. And after about the second or third one, she told her boy, that guy keeps drinking my shots.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so that started the war. And so we pretty much had them, though, because, the Old Moon Saloon, it was the bar, then it was one door to go through into the dance floor. It opened up.
Okay.
So we had about 6 of us right there in that one spot. So as they come through that one little single file doorway, I mean, we were managing ourselves well. All of a sudden, the band stopped playing the music, dropped their instruments, and they came from the back. Now they separated our forces, you know. After that, it was a war.
Oh my God!
And we ended up outside in the gravel. And but it was a good, clean thing. They didn't try to kill nobody, you know, if they knock you down, you know, but we were so outnumbered. But, you know, it was interesting.
Was it like Eunice, Mamu, Ville Platte, all three of those towns, they like had beef with each other?
And Opelousas, and, you know, not a whole lot further than that because you didn't go too much further than that back then. But,
Port Barry, maybe?
Port Barry, yeah. Nobody liked Washington. Nobody liked each other. I mean, there was no internet to communicate. If you knew him as from the football field playing, and you probably didn't like him on the football field. So, you know, it was just something was going to happen every single time. They had some guys come from Lafayette even one time and the Kit Kat Lounge was our hometown bar. The Kit Kat it was called. It's not there anymore. But they had 3 carloads of guys come in. They hadn't walked into the Kit Kat. I guarantee they weren't there probably 3 minutes. 2 minutes probably. And this involves Raleigh again. So somebody said, Raleigh, I'll give you $1 now, to go hit the biggest one. And, you know, that's just good, clean fun. And Raleigh wasn't a really big guy, so don't worry, Raleigh, we got your back. So Raleigh walks up to about 6 guys aboard. They just got there. He said, which one of y'all's the biggest one? And they had a pretty big dude in there. He said, I guess that would be me. He said, well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to hit you. And he slugged him. Wow, that guy's head barely turned and looked back around. And before he could hit Raleigh, they were overwhelmed. And so they ran out the bar. They got in their cars. As they were leaving the bar room, they were kicking the doors, busting the windows. And come to find out, years went by, and one of those guys had a date, I think, with Raleigh's sister, I want to say. And she said, he was telling, we went to Ville Platte one time telling what happened. She said, she started laughing. She said, you'll never guess. The guy that hit, and it was the guy that got hit. He said, the guy that hit you, that's my brother.
Oh, my Lord.
You think it's a small world, huh?
It is a small world. But Coach Ray used to tell us about the purple peacock.
Yeah, Big Ray.
Man, maybe there was some kind of lady that worked over there with one leg.
It's possible.
I'm making up stories now, but he was like,
you didn't see us in the Todd Artigo that does he's still a disc jockey. He does these little radio reports and all that. He was at Bordelon's Furniture the other day doing a little radio thing.
Okay.
And he was young back then, and so I hadn't seen him in years. I went to talk to him, and we remembered each other. But he used to be the Purple Peacock doing live disc jockey and all that.
Where was the Purple Peacock at?
As you were leaving Eunice, when you're leaving town, going towards Prairie Rome or towards Opelousas. And it was a big old bar. It was a big car dealership right there.
Oh, yeah. So
we stopped traffic one night. Big old fight. The fight was so big in that place, it moved all the way through the parking lot onto the highway, and the traffic was stopped because people were fighting all over the highway, in the ditches, everywhere.
People don't even really, it happens now, but I think everybody's just like, I'm not going to get in a fight because someone might shoot
too
me.
many guns and knives and crazy shit.
Yeah, somebody might kill you. I mean, there was a guy at Baton Rouge at the Tigerland, and they got in a fight, and this dude knocked him out. And look, the guy that hit him was in the right because he was like messing with a girl.
Yeah.
And like, it was time and somebody had to shut this dude up. So this guy, I think, got out the car, hit him. His head hits the ground. He died.
Wow.
And then now I think he's in jail now.
Yeah, manslaughter or something like that. I'm
just
sure.
something stupid like that.
Yeah,
Did
things
y'all
could
ever have
happen.
anything like that
Things
happen?
could happen in a split second and ruin your life. No debts. No.
Yeah, most
broken
of Ville Platte
noses.
is,
black eyes, and
most of Ville Platte is just cane fields and rice fields. So usually when you hit the head, it's ground. Baton Rouge is a lot of concrete. But so there's, like I said, there's not even any good like bars like that anymore. Where you got live music and you could just go on a Friday night, everybody's there.
And then COVID shut down everything. After that, people got so used to being over the internet and meeting over the internet and all that other stuff, and to where a lot of people don't even go to bars. I feel sorry. A lot of bars shut down because of that.
Yeah, dude. I used to love a good old bar. Yeah, there's none over here anymore. They used to have Racks, and Racks got shut down.
Yeah, we got thrown out of there one night.
How long has Racks been around?
I don't know, but we were deer hunting, me and some
Was it
partners
called
of mine.
Racks?
Yeah. And we went out to racks, and one of my partners was pretty drunk and very drunk, and he followed a woman into the women's bathroom and started some problems.
That
So
might
we
start
got
a
booted out of
problem.
there.
They used to have fights over there. They used to do. Oh, I mean, that's how it ended. A kid got shot over there, Trey Allen, from around here. He lived right around here, and he got shot over there. And there was some guys that weren't even from Point Capee. They were like Baton Rouge guys, and just a bad deal. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So people just like that was. I think that was close to COVID, and people just stopped going out now. People don't really do. I mean,
No.
you do it when you go to Baton Rouge, and all the bars are right there, but not like a regular.
In
bar.
Lafayette, they have some of the bars that, people still populate, but not nearly like the way it was, It's just different.
What was your favorite bar to go to?
When I was older or younger?
Younger.
Younger?
In high school, and y'all
Well,
went to
I mean-
bars in high school. Could y'all do that? Go to bars in high school?
Boy, when you're 16 years old, we were getting in the bars. Nobody would check us back then.
I mean, I figured.
Yeah, Kit Kat, was probably I'll hang out in Ville Platte. Now, when I got to college, I went to Miss Kitty's a lot, and I love Miss Kitty's. I started off, Miss Kitty's was a little old, tiny, hole-in-the-wall bar.
Is this Lake Charles?
Yeah,
Okay.
down Common Street. But Miss Kitty's was a little tiny, hole-in-the-wall bar, and then it got very, very popular. And they ended up moving across the street to a really big bar, and it was always jam-packed in there. We had some good times in there.
Was Cowboys open back then?
Cowboys was next door.
Is Cowboys in Lake Charles and Lafayette? That's Baque. That's both of his.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, because the guy that owns the one in Baton Rouge was Mr. Baque. I don't remember his first name, but and his son is Polo Baque, and
I know some Baques, but I don't know those Baques.
they closed it down, and I don't even know if the one in Lake Charles is still open. But they closed it down, and now somebody just bought a musician just bought the one in Lafayette, and now they're starting to do music. I think they're doing country music on Fridays, and then Zydeco on Saturdays. So I've never been there. I've always wanted to go.
I've been there before a couple of times.
Yeah.
It was, it's a big old dance hall,
Yeah.
Big giant place.
Did y'all have any like big guys that weren't big back then, like band wise, musicians? Come to town and like, oh man, we used to go see him. He'd play over here all the time.
Yeah, a place I used to love to go in Lafayette was Back to Back. I don't know if you remember or ever been there. I don't think it's open anymore. It's called Back to Back because they had a country bar and the same building. You come through a door and down a hallway, and then they had a energy bar.
Yeah.
So they call them Back to Back bars. But that was full of people all the time. Good times over there, really good times. I had a friend of mine from Ville Platte, James Younger, the James Younger band.
Okay.
That was
That
Keith
sounds
James.
familiar.
Keith James was a good friend of mine from Ville Platte, and the other guy was I don't know the other guy, but then they had a little traveling band. They'd play different places. They were very good. Yeah.
There was another place my dad would talk about. They would go to called Roosters, maybe in Mir.
I've never been
Doosan?
there. They have
Maybe I'm
in
I don't think it's-
Maurice. They have the City Club or City
Yeah, yeah.
Bar in Maurice. That's still open. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. There was a famous bar out in Mir or Doosan, and like big acts would come. Like Stevie Ray Vaughan used to play there all the time when he would come to Lafayette. He'd play over there. I can't remember.
I don't remember if I ever been. I don't recall it. They had in Ville Platte a long time ago. They had some big bands come. It was called Evangeline Downs. Not Evangeline Downs. Evangeline Club. Evangeline
Okay.
Club. It was when you get out of Ville Platte and you're gonna take a right to go on the highway to Alexandria, right there in the corner. And that
Yeah.
was open for a long time. That was a big dance place also, and a lot of good music over there a lot of times.
what would people be playing mostly whenever they go out?
Old school '80s music,
Yeah.
which
Their cover stuff, or they would they cover would they cover music, or would they play their own stuff?
they would pretty much cover music. They might throw their own thing in there every
Yeah.
now and then. Pretty much cover music, and then you could request,
Who was your favorite band back then?
Oh Lord, I like everything. I like every genre. Not big a fan of rap, but
Like,
I
there
like
wasn't any- like-
country and rock and roll. And
Who'd y'all go see? Like, oh, they're playing Friday night. We gotta
I
go.
went to the Doobies one time. The only live concert.
Doobie
ever-
Brothers.
The only live concert I've ever been to. Doobie Brothers in high school. We went to see them. That was great.
Where'd
That
they
was a good
play at?
time. Shoot, Baton Rouge, I think. I'm not even
Okay.
sure, but it's a long time ago.
Well, it sounds like you made your way like down this way a lot.
I travel.
Capee
I'm a
Parish.
lone wolf. I like to do my own thing, hit the road myself, and
Yeah.
I always like to be in my own vehicle if I'm ready to go,
I am the same
or if I
exact
met a little
way.
catin or whatever. I got my own thing going on.
Have you ever been to Forked Island and down there,
Once maybe.
Pecan Island?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe once.
When I was in Maurice last week, this guy over there, Ronnie Stelly, they were talking about Forked Island, and this guy came up. They started speaking French, and apparently there was a famous bar back then that was over there in Forked Island, and I didn't know if you knew about it or not.
No, I'm sure everybody got their own famous bar.
yeah.
We used to go to the Yellow Rose sometimes, and where was that? In Lake Arthur. I think it was called the Red Rose or Yellow Rose, one of the two. But it would stay open all night long. So when the bars were shut down, you could go over there at 3, 4 in the morning from Lake Charles,
yeah.
from McNeese. McNeese, look, I'm just going to tell you, some of them are X-rated. I couldn't say it over right here, but we were retarded. I'm going to just tell you that. We were hungry one day, and we had no food because we spent all our money on alcohol. I mean everything. We would buy cases of beer at a time, and the cheapest beer you could find, we drank that. The cheapest whiskey. Well, one day we were watching the ball games, and me and a few of my partners, we were hungry. I mean, really hungry. And we'd go scouting for squirrels. So we were walking through the woods, early in the morning, and somebody killed a dove, I think. Yeah, 1 or 2 doves. So they had 2 doves. I said, ain't enough for everybody. So what we gonna eat? Well, somebody looked in the freezer. They had a freezer burnt squirrel. They've been there forever. So we had 2 doves, a freezer burnt squirrel. Went down the highway on Common Street now, in the middle of Lake Charles. They had a crow on a telephone post.
Oh, no.
I put my 22 out the window, shot that crow, ran across the street, grabbed that crow. We went ride. McNeese Farm was right there. They had a egret sitting on top of a cow's back. So I picked that sucker off. We ran to pasture, got that egret, and we cooked Alabama wild man. We had an egret, a crow, 2 doves, and a freezer burnt squirrel.
How'd you cook that?
Yeah, brown gravy.
Everything in the same pot. Oh,
and I think we had one little baby like a sausage.
All you got to do is
we ate like kings.
brown it hard enough, and you could. It
Everything's
tastes
good brown.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then Teet's been around for a while. They was around back then. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they used to be in that little store across the street from where they at.
Yeah,
you got that big pretty place now.
That podunk. Look, the boudin was better when it was over there.
Yeah, it was. Different butchers have come and gone over the years. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. But their
I remember
and
you
their
saying
smoked
that.
sausage has always been good.
Who's what is the name Teet's? What is that?
I'm really not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe it was. I really don't know. Maybe it was the old man. Maybe the grandfather had something to do with that. His name or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. His son Chris had took it over for a long time, and right now his son took it over from him. So it's been a generational thing.
It's a family thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So whenever you first got into cooking, like, you would say you love cooking?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get into that? Like, I know you parents cooked a little bit, but
Parents cooked a lot. We always cooked. I was raised on a farm. We had we grew everything. We had our pigs, cows. We had guineas. We had donkeys, horses. We had ducks. I mean, every kind of animal. You name an animal, rabbits. It didn't matter. We had it, and so we'd eat what we raised. Everything was corn fed, and it was a lot better.
And you just learned by watching?
Oh, yeah. And then in Ville Platte, all the men cook. The women don't really cook. The men do all the cooking. It's different than most places. And so, yeah, I mean, and you go to the camp, and the men are always cooking. And so you just grow up watching and learning. And I was cooking when I was 7, 8 years old, frying my own eggs, making my own burgers and everything else. When you're hungry, you got to eat.
Yeah.
So, no, I wasn't waiting on anybody. I wasn't going to sit there like a spoiled little kid, raise my hand, Mama, no, I'm going to get my own damn shit.
Y'all had a Magnolite pot?
Black pots mostly, Magnolite also, but black pots.
What's the deal of a Magnolite pot?
Black pots is better, or at least everyone will tell you, it's better black pot because when you're doing wildlife or when you're browning stuff hard, a black pot's better. You can't brown as hard in a Magnolite as you can in a black pot.
Really?
It's just not going to happen. It's a lot easier.
I've heard people use a black cast iron because it's going to automatically give it a black, like a darker color.
Well, you burn them. But you go by and they're gray. They're not even black. They're gray. You have to burn them, and different people do it different ways. One of the best ways I've seen it growing up was make a big old fire and just throw the black pot in the fire, and you let it get cherry red, and then you just soak it in cooking oil, and then let it cool off.
Soak it in cooking oil.
Yeah, just put a lot of cooking oil, rub it down
after it cools off.
When it's cherry red, you kind of pour something in there, but then
Yeah.
as it cools off, you get you a rag and you just really rub it down really good and grease it up, and then let it settle, and that's called curing. They cure it, and that's what's going to make it turn black. Is the cooking oil, is the oil. You know,
Is that the same thing as seasoning a pot, or is there a different way to season a pot?
some people might call it seasoning. I don't know. I never heard it called that. We just call it, just
Yeah, I've heard, like people say like whenever you get a cast iron, you gotta like basically what you said, but you do it on the stove. You get it real hot, cover it in oil, throw it in the oven or something.
you can put it in the oven. It smokes up your house and everything. It
Yeah.
smells up the house. You know, you just make you a big fire when it's cold in the wintertime. You throw it in there and let it get cherry red, and then oil it down and let it cool off, and then you're good to go. And every time you cook in a black pot after that, the flavor from the other one, it's almost impossible to scrub all.
Do you clean with soap?
Well, sure. Well, sure, yeah.
Like that, you clean the pot with soap?
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys,
Yeah.
you hear that? You clean the pot with soap. I'd clean the pot with soap. Some people will go cook a meal and not clean their pots with soap.
Oh no, you always clean the pot, but then it's still gonna that black pot, that cast iron is gonna always collect a little bit of flavor from the time before, and so you cooking, but you also, I mean, not to where you're gonna taste it probably, but you also gonna have a little spice or a little season or a little flavor from previous cooks, you know.
Yeah, and they don't make Magnolite pots anymore. I don't know why.
I don't know why. I like a Maglite for certain things. I just don't like it for wildlife or the
They
brown
have
board.
those McWares they make. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? McWare pot.
No, I haven't bought. I haven't
That
bought
was
a
what
pot.
you. I think that's what you cooked. No, never mind. But
I haven't bought a pot in so many years. I mean, we've
probably
been
got
having them forever. You know,
Yeah,
the same
they
pots
last
have been cooking in
forever.
for 50 years. Yeah.
yeah, you saw me. I got like 6 pots, and I'm never running out of pots.
Yeah.
I love a good pot though.
Yeah.
The pots are. I mean, you got to have. Sometimes you need 2 big ones at the same time. Sometimes you need just 1 big one and one small one. And
No, I always wanted to. I thought about this 20, 25, 30 years ago, maybe. Like for Thanksgiving or something. I don't know about your house, but at my house, everybody brings something to cook, and you only got one stove, one oven. Everybody got to wait your turn to put it in the oven and all that. And you just can't. You know, when you got 30, 40 people there, we had big families. You know, so we had the yard was full of cars. We had kids everywhere. Had people everywhere. It was like a big giant party for Thanksgiving or Christmas. I always wanted to make a pot, a big back pot with dividers, and they might have it by now, but this was a long time ago, to where you could put a can of corn in one little triangle and a pork and bean or whatever, or eggs or whatever, and you cooking 4 things on one stove like that. Everybody's happy. You know?
okay. Well, yeah,
I don't know if they
guess
have that
so.
now, but I thought, like I said, I thought about this a long, long time ago. I said we need to make a pot with around and just cut 4 triangles in it to where 4 different things are cooking on the same stove.
I've always had the idea. Nobody has, and I hate to throw this idea out there because someone's going to go take it now.
Sure they will.
But like Magnolite was the big. That's the pot. That's the pot you use. Magnolite pot. They don't make it anymore. They do not sell those
They make imitations, don't they?
imitations.
Knockoffs, yeah.
Why don't they make a Magnolite?
I don't know.
Like what was a Magnolite that's not like
I
the
know they
one
cost a lot, I can tell you that.
They do, yeah, and they're great pots and they last years,
That's
100
forever.
years.
They outlive you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, there's got to be a way to recreate a Magnolite that I don't know. Maybe because that's the brand name is Magnolite and you can't make one again, but
Maybe
like,
so.
no pot has
The
ever been
knockoffs
like
don't
that.
seem like they're as heavy. They don't
Right.
seem as sturdy. you know.
Correct. Like a Magnolite. I have a little Magnolite pot you cook the sausage and potatoes in.
Yeah.
That thing is heavier than my McWare pot that
But
is
nothing's
the
made as good
imitation.
as it used to be.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, look at vehicles. They made out of plastic, and I mean, you wreck them barely even bump into something, and you got a big old freaking hole in it. You know, I mean, everything's cheaper than it used to be.
So what's your I mean, I know y'all's go to really in Ville Platte. Like I lived with this guy Philip Vajurine and you know Philip.
Oh, yeah.
And Cody. And
No more.
man, if we're going to the store, he's buying Boston butt and Tasso.
You know, a lot of
And,
people
like,
don't know.
that's
A lot of people don't know what a Boston butt is. I don't know if you. I mean, around here, yeah, in Evangel Parish and all that. I was at South Beauregard coaching football and baseball over there for 1 year, a long time ago, and wanted to have a fundraiser. So I said, all right, we're gonna make a barbecue, and that's not something they did barbecue fundraisers, but just chicken. They never did pork. So I said, you'll never do pork. You don't do some Boston butts. They said, what's a Boston butt? They didn't know what the hell that was. So I said, well, I'm gonna show you. I called a friend of mine that Paul Beaufort. He's deceased now, but he had his dad had a store in Ville Platte, little tiny store, and they had meat in there. So I got him to give me a good deal. At the time, I think it was 80 cents a steak. He sold me some
my
nice
goodness.
thick Boston butts for 80 cents a steak. To bring that over there, and look, I knew when we sold the tickets, we sold about 200, 250, whatever, chicken dinners. The Boston butt, we sold like 20 of them because nobody knew what it was. It
Yeah.
was like they were scared to buy it.
Yeah.
So I said, no. Once they eat it, watch. So I bought 100 Boston butt steaks. The people that bought the 20 and went home, they came back looking with other people. They started flooding the parking lot. You have any more of
They're
those pork
so
steaks?
good. They're so good.
And so look, I bought it, like I said, almost 100 extra. So all that sold out. And then now I said, now you don't know what a Boston butt is. It's just a pork steak. But they had no clue what
Yeah.
a Boston butt was.
Like Philip, one thing I didn't even hear of, and I'm from over here, like people go in the store and like they don't even sell it around here. Seasoned pork, they call it. Seasoned
yeah.
pork.
And
You can't go find
That's
that.
some grillades.
Okay. That's,
Some grillades,
Yeah.
marinated pork.
yeah,
Just
well,
little chunks.
marinated pork. That's the word for it.
Little chunks, and they season and marinate it, and it just sits there, and
Yeah.
it just sits in the juices, and it's awesome. It's
I love
delicious.
pork. It's a little fatty for me, but it still is. It's like it's so you can't beat it. It's so good.
Oh, it's delicious. I love
rich.
pork too. It's always going to be juicy, you know,
Oh, my
and it's
gosh.
and it's easy to make it tender. You know, you can cook it down and easily to make it tender. Sometimes I love a good chuck roast. That's my favorite beef.
Okay.
The chuck, you know, the beef has all its own flavors. It's like a round steak is, you know, different texture, different flavor. The chuck roast and so on than the cow. But chuck is my favorite, man. I can tell you what, I could inject that, season that, and cook a chuck roast.
I never
Oh,
cooked a chuck roast. I mean, I know you cook it just like a regular roast, like you would cook that.
Just brown the hell out of it, just
roast.
like we did the last time over here.
I'm gonna try to do that next time I cook. Brown,
It's so
just
good,
brown
it's
and brown
stupid.
and brown.
Nobody browns enough. That's why the people in Evangeline Parish and all that, we were brought up browning and brought up drinking a drink while you cooking, so you're not in a hurry. You know, if you ain't got 3.5 hours to cook, 4 hours to cook, then don't even start. You know,
I remember you told me, and you told our whole class in high school. You said if anything worth cooking takes you at least 3 hours.
there's no doubt.
It's like if you want it to be good, I mean, obviously there's different things, but
Yeah. If you want to make a spaghetti or
Yeah.
something, whatever. But,
But
you know,
anything
even
really-
a good gumbo. You know, you need
3
to melt that
hours.
root. Grillade, yeah. Marinated pork.
I every time I always have based it. I got into cooking too. Whenever like my dad would always cook gumbo and stuff like that but I thought it was so complicated to make a roux. Do you ever make your roux? Or
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
I
buy it?
have, but you know what? It's so
just
easy to
easy
go
to-
buy a jar. Come on, man. And
I
look,
agree.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
you get your
and
flour
oil.
and start putting, soaking it in oil, and then you got to put it in the oven, and it stinks up the whole house. And yeah, no, I tried it a couple of times when I was younger, but
Yeah.
why? You know,
No, it's in a jar. It's like it's flour and oil perfectly cooked to the right exact. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all you got to do.
It's just
Now
like
you
cornbread.
you take 45 minutes to an hour out of your schedule to go make a roux.
Oh, longer
and
than
then
that.
you can mess it up, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's bad.
and you
then-
can burn it because you messing around with something. Oh no, it ain't.
I
worth
done it one time, and I was like, that ain't worth it. I get the jar
Yeah.
every time, and
Even like cornbread, you go buy a box of Jiffy. It's delicious. Why would you want to? I know how to make cornbread from scratch. It's not hard. You know, you put some cornmeal, some flour, some sugar, and, you know, eggs and whatever. But it's not hard to do it. But a box of
beat
Jiffy.
Jiffy.
No, a box
a
of you crack
dollar a
one
box.
egg and you put a half cup of milk, quarter cup of milk,
Yeah.
a water and stir it up and you cook it. I mean, why would you want to start from scratch
Oh,
when it tastes just now? If it didn't taste as good, that's one thing. But it tastes just as good. Biscuits right now. My grandma made the best biscuits, the best homemade rolls in the world. It was so good, it was stupid. Popeyes ain't got shit on what she cooked.
Oh, yeah.
But nowadays you can find the right little biscuits. You know, the
I use
frozen
Pioneer
ones.
mix. Those are my favorite.
Pioneer's not bad at all. Yeah.
I'll do Pioneer mix with some seasoned, Jimmy Dean sausage. Brown that.
I'm not
throw
big
it
into
in the-
Jimmy Dean.
Throw it in there, and the biscuits that got the sausage in it. That
Yeah.
was ridiculous. I think Pioneer makes some great biscuits.
They do. They make some good stuff. But I like the Aunt Jemima, like the pancake mix. I like Aunt Jemima.
Oh, I never tried that.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah, I ain't never
For
tried that.
pancakes, at least.
Oh, and then like going back to the cornbread, like you come out of a deer stand or something, or just a hunt, and you get home, and you got some hot cornbread waiting on you. You ever put cheese and jalapenos in that stuff?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
corn?
Mexican cornbread for Christmas and stuff. I don't do it on a regular basis, but like around Christmas time, yeah.
You can't beat that.
No, it's delicious.
With some red beans or with some gumbo or gravy, it is so good.
See, I was brought up smelling cornbread early in the morning. Like since I was a kid, since I can remember, we
You
had
make
a fire.
cornbread in the morning.
Oh yeah, before school, Mom, and they would put that in the fireplace. We had a big fireplace, and so yeah, I could wake up in the morning. I'm thinking 6, 7, 8, 9. I can remember waking up to that smell. It was unbelievable. And they had, and I'd go in the fireplace, they had a fire going. I thought in the wintertime it was cold. And they had that black pot. They'd pour some coals to the side and put the black pot on. They cooked the cornbread in the fireplace right there. And that smell was unbelievable.
Oh my
you know.
god. Oh, what kind of stove? Did you have a gas stove, or like
When
what
I
kind
was
of-
young?
Yeah. Like what? How did you? I mean,
I
you said
think
you
we
put it
had
in the
gas
fireplace.
when I was really, really young. We had a gas stove. Yeah, we like to cook in the fireplace.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What would you cook in the fireplace besides that?
Well, anything. You can cook. You can get a cot pot. You know what a cot pot is? The 4 metal legs with the little bars, like
Yeah.
bars going
Yeah,
across.
yeah.
You throw it on top of the hot coals, and you put your black pot on there. That's all we cook on. Like at the camp, we go catch some fish and stuff. We go set lines, get spotted cat and all that, and we make a fish couvillon right there on the cot pot on top of the fire. And
All
then
right.
it catches all that smoke flavor from the wood and everything else, and it
Oh my gosh.
gets into the man. It's so good. 'Cause
Walk me through a. I've done it one time before, and it was so good. Walk me through a coubillon, and tell what it is.
Well, you take some fish, blue cat, spotted cat. I mean, other people use other things. We always use catfish, So you catch a catfish, you cut it up in little chunks, and you season it real good. And you get your black pot, and you're going to put a little oil on the bottom, and then you put your chunks of fish. And then on top of it, we cold pack it. It's called cold packing it. Some people will simmer down. They can cook the onions down a little bit, but that's not a true couvillon. True couvillon is just put the fish on top of your cooking oil. Then you cut your onions and your bell pepper and your garlic, and then you sprinkle that on top of the fish. And then you put your fire low, really, really low. And what happens is the fish throws its own juice. So when it starts throwing its juice out, that's what makes your gravy. If you do a good job, you really don't even add any water. Maybe a cup of water,
Really?
maybe that. But all the fish will throw off its own juice. Now you got to have a good mess of fish.
You don't really brown.
No, you
fish.
don't brown it at all.
Yeah.
You just let it. You cook it on low fire, and it's gonna throw its own juices off, and then the onion and the bell pepper and all that just kind of melt into the gravy on top of the fish, and you never put a spoon in a fish pot. Never. A spoon, you throw it away. Get rid of that.
What do you do?
Take the handle and you shake it. You shake it. If you ever stick a spoon in there, and except when it's time to eat, and when it's time to eat, usually the cook will, especially if these people that don't know how to serve themselves fish, the cook will take a couple of pieces and he'll put them, stack them on the top. Well, you'll have a little place to dip the gravy, because look, I've seen people do this before. Get with a big old
Break it all
spoon
up,
and it
break
just turned to mush. And look, you talk about get cussed out, get your ass whipped quick. Where I come from, Lord have mercy. No, you shake the pot, you never stir, and when it's time to eat, you be really careful, and you pick your one little piece of fish out.
Gosh, I never thought that's a good idea.
It was
Well,
nothing
that's
but
the way to
a
do it.
bone soup after that. The wrong person gets in that pot first. Oh Lord, I'm telling you, you're gonna start a fight.
I cooked a coubillon. I don't like cooking fish. I just
One
don't
more
like
thing,
it.
now you got a little tomato sauce. You got to put on top.
Yeah, how do you do the tomato sauce?
Well, with the onion, the bell pepper, and all that, while you cold packing it, you put your little tomato sauce on. Don't put too much. You don't want a red gravy. You want it to be like an orangey gravy. Some people put a little rotel in there, but
is that
I just
tomato paste, anything like that?
rotel. No. Just some tomato sauce, but don't put a lot. Like I'm saying, it'll turn red. You're gonna ruin it. You want it to be orange. It'll mix with the juice from the fish and the cooking oil, and it'll be like a little light orange. That's the perfect color.
Oh my!
Sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, that's an important
you're
part.
making me hungry. I forgot what. But no, yeah. So I cooked a coubillon one time, but it was with. I think I did it with ducks. So I just made a little.
Can't make a couvillon with duck.
What does coubillon mean? Fish?
Couvillon, yeah, it's a fish sauce piquant, like a fish gravy.
Okay. Well, I thought coubillon meant red sauce. That's why I say that. I made
Sauce piquant is red, piquant.
Okay, yeah, that's what I did. Sauce piquant. So I did a duck.
A duck with red-
sauce
red?
piquant. And it was good. It was.
It may be. I've
It
never
was
eaten
good.
it.
I never had it before either, so I wanted to try.
Nobody
and
I
see
know
what
would put red into a duck. That's why I'm saying that. I'm not saying it wouldn't
Yeah,
be good.
yeah.
No, but never
It's a
seen
little
it.
weird, but I was like, let me just make a video, and I never even posted it. But this was last year. My mom used to make a redfish coubillon that was so good, a shrimp coubillon. I used to love that stuff. Oh my god!
Yeah, we call that an étouffée. Shrimp
Yeah.
étouffée.
Okay.
Instead of a couvillon. The catfish is a couvillon. The étouffée, shrimp, crab, that's like more of an étouffée. That's when you put your butter and your onions, and you cook your onions down in the butter and stuff, and then you come back with your crawfish and shrimp later.
It would always be like when she would do it. It would always be like a red sauce gravy type
Yeah.
thing. And it was more more red sauce. So
Yeah, yeah.
it had that like Italian kick to it.
Yeah, well, I was at always orange and never go red in
Yeah.
with shrimp or crawfish either. I don't know, people do, and it might be good. We just it's how we're raised. Always like not too much tomato sauce,
Yeah.
and it's bad for the heartburn.
Oh my god. And all right, what's your next? Okay, so you're cooking fish, redfish coubillon, stuff like that, catfish coubillon, and
I like a
what-
good flounder.
a flounder.
Oh Lord,
They got flounder in well, you can catch that kind of in freshwater too.
yeah,
Sometimes,
brackish. A lot of times
water?
it's brackish water. But we used to go make a trip down around Cameron and to the jetties where all the big rocks are leaving. The dock.
Yeah.
They call it the jetties. The rocks are all piled up. We go outside the jetties and come back around. And the flounder like a sandy bottom. They like to fish in more shallow water. And you just work a worm just like you're fishing a bass, up and down, and them suckers can fight and catch some big flounder.
Yeah.
And I love cooking that. It's so good.
I never clean. I feel like cleaning it would be the hardest part.
You scale it, no big deal. You take a spoon, you scale it. Then it's white on the bottom. You know that. And then the eyes, the flounder eyes, they're on the same side of the head. There's no. So
I caught
they
some
always
flounder
laying
before.
down, and they're always laying down, so their eyes are always going up. So you right down the spine, you cut a strip right down the spine, and then you kind of just take your knife and you just kind of follow the bones.
Oh, so there ain't nothing on the backside.
It's just meat.
Yeah.
It's all
It's all on
bone,
the
and
top.
then it's meat again. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so where the black part is, you scale all that. You scale both sides, but then follow the spine, and then make a pocket. You follow the bones all the way down to it makes a pocket. Then I make me a little étouffée on the side, like a little shrimp or crawfish étouffée. Take some breadcrumbs and make a filling, stuffing.
Yeah.
And so I take that stuffing and stuff the inside of that flounder. That pockets of me on both sides.
Oh, my
And you take some
gosh.
butter and lemon juice and you put it in the oven. You bake it for a little while. Then when it starts to get almost cooked, then you broil it and just kind of sear it. But continue to put that butter and lemon juice. Oh my goodness, that's so good. It's ridiculous.
All right. Well, I don't know that you knew how to do that, so we're doing that next time.
That's some good stuff there.
What besides me at Falls River when you came to cook that ponce? Have you ever cooked at school?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like what? What would y'all do that? Would you cook for the football games even though like you
I
probably
cook
let
for the
somebody
football
else.
team before
Yeah.
the games, or I have one of my friends that was a good cook. He would come cook, So yeah, we were always cooking for the team. We like to feed them good before the games and all, So it wasn't going to be, when you're winning, it's always easier to find somebody to come help out. That's not a big deal. But our game day meal was Getty and roll, I'd call it always. The spaghetti,
again?
spaghetti and rolls.
Okay.
So the kids would call it Getty and roll. That was there. Coach, you have a Getty and roll, boy. There's a lot full of protein, the pasta and all that, So
Yeah.
it was a good game day meal, and that's all we ever ate. I mean, look, every now and
Were
then,
you
whatever. Can we change
superstitious?
the menu? Getty and roll, boy. That's all we eating.
Were you superstitious about it?
No, it was just good for it. We needed the protein, we needed the energy.
Yeah, the
you
carbs
burn a
and
lot of we burn a lot of energy in the football games, so we needed to eat right. So
Yeah.
that's every
did you
single
have a-
Friday or Thursday was a game day meal. Was Getty and roll.
Did you have a foolproof anti-cramp protocol?
Pickle juice.
Pickle juice.
We drank
Y'all
a lot
keep
of
that on
pickle juice. During the week, we drank it, and the game, and then during the game, we mix it. Some of them didn't like the taste, so we'd mix it with a little dilute with some water. But you had to have some pickle juice, yeah.
We used to have a guy that would cramp up every Friday, no matter what. He's cramping. I don't know if he was really cramping or.
Look, the more muscular you are, the less amount of body fat you have, the
Yeah.
easier it is to cramp. And so we were big in the weight room, so we had some guys that were just beefed up, just solid. Another thing was lots and lots of water. You can't drink water Thursday night or Friday morning and expect to be hydrated for the
Right.
game.
Yeah.
You got to drink water 3 days in advance, 4 days in advance. In other words, you never stop drinking water. And we had our kids. I'd always get permission from the administration that they could bring a gallon of water to class and follow around and drink their water. And boy, they better not mess up with that water either. Because when we first started doing that, one of them had to be a horse's ass and go spit some water on somebody or something. Well, he regretted that. That was the last time that happened. Because when the rest of them saw what he had to do, because he
What
was
do you have
screwed.
to do?
Dude, it was always belly flops or rolls. I'd make them roll and roll and roll 200 yards till they'd puke, or just take 2 steps and dive and land on their belly, Superman, and land on their belly. That and then a lot of times push the sled if there's a bunch of them. We'd make them. Puking was a good thing,
Yeah.
They didn't forget.
Oh, I want to ask you 2 different questions. So were you big into lifting weights whenever you were?
I lifted weights in high school because I had to, and we didn't even have a
You
weight
just
room.
didn't really like it that much.
Well, I never got into it that much, but
Yeah.
I did it in high school. My junior year, going to be a senior, is the first time we actually had a weight room. Coach Jerry Ardoin was a new coach that came in, and he was young at the time, and he started off with a little small weight room at Sacred Heart, and so we had lifts during the summer and all that. Oh, my first time under there, I mean, I was cockstrong for working on the farm. I could pick
Yeah.
up a log and throw it and shot put it, 10 yards, but to pick up loose weights and not balance, I never did before, that was strange. And so, like, the first time I got in there, I was like, they're like 130 pounds. It was embarrassing.
Oh,
I
yeah,
knew I
I
was stronger
know.
than that.
I know.
But it took me like a month later when I got used to it and started hitting the weights and getting used to it. I was benching 235 a month later. So it was just a matter of catching on to that little skinny bench. We had some bad benches, dude. There wasn't no big cushion.
I bet,
Some
yeah.
little bad benches, and you wobble on them like that.
How'd you go about your coaches that would coach your team has to obviously work out whenever you're head coach,
Yeah.
right? So how would you go about their workouts? Did you have something, or did you get somebody else to take care of that?
No, we had a weight room coach, but we all helped.
Yeah.
We all helped. We all took shifts in there. Or during the summertime, one coach would have 1 week and another week, and
How would you structure your workouts? I'm big into weightlifting. I
yeah.
love
Well,
going
we,
there,
we
so.
worked in the major muscle groups. We were big on power clean is the best lift you can do. I mean, because that's from the floor all the way up. A full lift. The power clean, the squats. I like to take it easy on the squats because unless they knew what they were really doing, they could hurt their
Oh.
back and throw their back out the rest
I've
of their
done
lives.
it.
So,
I did it. My
yeah.
back is
And
ruined
so-
from high school lifting weights.
we would always start them off with just a bar, light weight on the squats until we knew what they were doing, and then go up from there. That you have those leg press machines, but that's not. I mean, anybody could get in there leg press. You're not really using your quads, but you're not really using your body. The
Yeah.
core is the main thing. You got to have a strong core. Think of a big oak tree, a solid oak tree. Well, the limbs are going to be strong because the body of that oak tree is strong. Now, you think of one of the big wood oaks, and they get hollow in the middle, and they'll crash in the middle of a storm. That's because when you have no core, the branches are going to start falling a lot easier and everything else. And the same
Yeah.
thing with a human being. We were hard on the core. A lot of crunches, a lot of all kinds of ways. Planks and all this stuff that got our stomach strong. Once we got our stomach strong, the rest of it's going to follow.
Did y'all have a week that was maybe the last week of training or the last week before football season where you called it like Hell Week or something like that? Some
Well,
programs do that.
Yeah, we did a couple of places. I was at Sacred Heart. I got them to come sleep. You can't do it everywhere, but I got them to come sleep in the gym. And at first they wasn't sure about that, with the phones and all that. I said, we're gonna go.
When was
And,
this?
2014, 15, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I was the head coach of Sacred Heart for a couple of years, and
That
then
must have been right before False River.
that was right before, or right after. Falls
maybe
River.
right
one or
after.
two. One or
Yeah.
two. Either before or after. I'm not sure now. It's been so many places.
I was 15, so that's when you were there.
Well, I got all the football players to come and sleep in the gym for 3 nights.
Three nights in a row?
2 nights and 3 days. 2 nights and 3 days, I think it was. They got there like 6 in the morning the first day. Slept that night all day long. Slept that night all day long again.
Is this in the summer or is this during school?
This is in summertime.
Okay.
And so the whole team is mandatory. They had to come. And we had 3 practices a day. We had special teams early in the morning. We'd wake up. The parents would come. We'd go to mass first thing. We wake up at 6 o'clock. We go to a little short mass, and the priest would come and give us a little 10, 15-minute mass, a little blessing. Then we had parents cooking, so we eat a good breakfast. Then we'd watch film, let our food kind of settle a little bit. So we call that some skull session because we're watching film and learning. So we
Yeah.
call it skull session. So we watch film, learn, then we go out in the field and we do special teams for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Just punt, kick off, all that, all the special teams. Then we come back in. I let them chill a little while. We put on a movie or whatever. We want to take a little short nap. And at 12 o'clock, we had parents come and cook again. So we had a nice lunch. Didn't want to overfeed them, but a nice lunch. Then we go back out in the field about 1 o'clock till about 3 or 3:30. And we did defense at that time. And then we come back in and we chill a while again. Then we go out and do offense for about 2.5 hours in the afternoon. So what happened is we had 9 practices. Within 3 days, we had 9 practices. 3 special teams. 9 of each is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
3, 3, and 3. We had 3 special teams, 3 defense, 3 offense. You talk about, and for 2.5, 3, stay out there as long as we want. We weren't going nowhere. So we got way ahead of the game. So we were
It's good team bonding, too.
Yeah, definitely. That was another thing that was very important. And so They learned to mesh, and they learned a little bit about each other. Made them kind of hang out with different people they wouldn't normally hang out with. Then made the freshmen and the seniors kind of hang out together, and put seniors in charge of some of the freshmen because there wasn't all hazing and harassing. I didn't like that crap.
Yeah.
And so if they did that, they was going to be bad.
Sacred Heart, those are always good old boys, and they were like, man,
They still got some assholes doing over there.
I'm sure.
I promise
sure.
you.
I'm sure, yeah. But so whenever you go about watching film, I never, like I said, was a football guy, so I never even watched film. Like I don't think our coaches, whenever I was there, they didn't do that. So how do you go about watching film? What are you looking for? Do you have offense in there watching offense? Do you have one coach telling about each player? Like how do you go about, hey, we're gonna go watch film. Who's coming to watch film?
Well, the starters, for one thing. The starters will come in there. And when you're at a smaller school like a Falls River or Sacred Heart, a lot of times most of the guys go both ways, or they at least a few plays a game. So I just put the whole team in there. We watch film, and everybody shut the hell up and watch film, and then stop it. And sometimes I'd get on somebody's ass. We watched the previous film the previous week.
Oh, you're not watching other people?
We watch
play?
ourselves. We learn from our mistakes.
Okay.
So we watch ourselves from the previous week and learn from our mistakes. That's a terrible block. What you doing, son? And then go through who are you supposed to block on that play or whatever, in this defense or in that defense. And so we question and answer session. Not embarrassing, but we learn it,
Yeah.
So we do all that. Then at the end of that, then we'll put the other team on. And then I'll show them, okay, this is their favorite sets, this is their favorite this and that, whatever. And then the coaches, we'll have already watched film. We go watch film every Saturday. We watching film at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. The coaches would meet and watch film, and we'd watch till 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And then Saturday night, I'm at my house by myself, another 3 or 4 hours. Sunday, all day long, by myself at my house watching. I watched probably 25 to 30 hours of film a week myself.
Oh, my goodness.
But when I was finished, I knew every formation they ran. I knew every play they ran out of each formation.
Yeah.
I knew if number 12 was lined up at a wing back or a tailback, or if he split out, if he went motion, within 3 plays what they were going to be running. I could tell you within 3 plays. I knew their offense better than they knew it. I knew their defense better than they knew it, probably. Because you don't go back and do that to yourself. And that's one thing I learned, is to come back and break down our own film.
Yeah.
Like I was an opposing coach, to find our tendencies. So when you break them, the first 3 or 4 games of the season, let the tendencies roll. Let them roll, let them roll. By that 4th or 5th game of the year, somebody's in trouble because everything they watch you do, and they think they got, we know what they're doing now. Break all those tendencies, all of a sudden, we do this on purpose, and we set them up.
I was going to ask, yeah.
And then we take advantage of those tendencies being broken that week or the week after also. There's a lot of strategy. That's why I love coaching football. It's like a chess match. It's a lot of strategy.
Who would be like who was the toughest team to read? Like, you'd be watching them in there. It's like, it doesn't even matter how much film we watch because they're going to go in there and throw a curveball and do something crazy.
Nobody in particular that I really.
Or would y'all ever do that?
Oh, people hated watching film with us.
Yeah.
They hated watching film with us because I did it on purpose, because I wasn't going to, a lot of schools we play, they run on defense, they run a 4-3 cover 2. And they run it by the book, a lot of these coaches. I mean, if I get in trips, I know exactly where they're going to line up. If I get in spread, I know where they're going to line up. If I get in power, I know exactly where they're going to be, so I can teach my guys, all right, this is exactly where he's going to be. They have no imagination. They're going to line up the same way every single time. It's like they follow the book,
Yeah.
Our defense was more complicated than most people's offenses. We would change our defense, and our kids had a lot to learn. On Monday, they were confused. Tuesday, they were kind of confused. Wednesday, the light bulb would go off. Thursday, they had it. But every time you come out in a certain formation, our defensive calls would change from bear to deer to horse or red, green, and we would turn out. We ran every defense known to man. We might start off in a 4-2-5, but if they came out in a dead formation, or if they came out in the trips or whatever, all of a sudden that defense would turn to, depending on what we decide to do that week. In other words, I'm going to stop their bread and butter. I'm going to stop what they want to do, force them to do something they don't want to do, that they're not comfortable with doing, they have no confidence in doing, and that's when you got them. That's how you beat somebody that's better than you.
Yeah.
If you allow them to do what they're comfortable doing, that they practice every day, and they just like being in practice, going through the motions. You ain't got a shot. You got to force them or ask them to do something they've never done before, don't want to do, or haven't done a whole lot, and now you got a shot. But that's how you beat people better than you. So our defense is always extremely unpredictable. Our offensive sets, I ran probably about 10 plays, but I ran them out of 70 different formations. So we
okay.
So all we do is, we run a trap, a zero trap, all right? I don't care if we're in a power eye, it's a zero trap, same blocking scheme. If we getting trips, still a zero trap. If we getting spread, still a zero trap. If we getting dead formation, end over, still a zero trap. But the defensive guys, them 16, 17-year-old kids, I'm not trying to confuse those coaches. Those coaches know what's going on, but they're not playing. They're not on the field. They're not wearing that helmet. Those 16 and 17-year-old kids, those linebackers that are trying to call their defense according to, and I got them scratching their head. That's what we want. When we got them scratching their head, now they're sitting on their heels.
Yeah.
Now they're not playing downhill. Now they're having to think. And when you got them thinking, they can't react anymore. And so now we just pound their ass. But
do you have any crazy? So we ran this play one time. It was called Juicy Fruit, where it was like one guy on the ball hiking it to the quarterback. All of us are to the left.
yeah, swinging gate.
Something stupid. It didn't work. It
Yeah,
was
no, I run the swinging gate. A lot of people are running on extra points sometimes, but
What-
we beat
the way
Kashada
we
when I was
did
at Mamoon the swinging gate. The same play. We run a sweep to the sidelines, and then everybody's used to going back to the huddle. So our guy would go and act like he's tying his shoe, kneel down next to the
I
ball.
remember you running this play at
Yeah,
False River.
and he act like he's tying his shoe, and I'm cussing out. What are y'all doing? You ain't blocking with a damn rah rah rah. And they all lined up, and they're all on the line. Nobody's moving, and they just listen to. And the defense is looking like, hey, man, crazy. And they walking back to the huddle. All of a sudden, the guy tying his shoe, they blow it ready. He just picks up, and you don't have to snap between your legs. You can snap any direction you want. We just threw out there, boom. We beat
I
Kashada
remember
one
you
time.
doing that.
Kashada was so much better than us, and we played great defense. We had Bamboo, and we beat them suckers on the swinging gate one night, and they were mad.
Oh my goodness.
We used to run a guard around, it's called. It's illegal now.
Okay.
But our center would snap the ball. The quarterback had his hands under the center, and he let the ball hit his hands and then drop it. And the center would snap and fall to his knees, and the ball would be sitting right between the center's legs. It's a fumble. People call it a fumble rooski. We call it a guard around because we all pull. All the linemen are pulling that way. Everybody's going that direction. Like the quarterback spins around and actually is the ball. Lead backers are going. Well, the guard just sitting there. He ain't moving. The center got the ball between his legs. Count 1,000, 1,002, and the guard grabs the ball and goes the opposite direction. By that time, the whole defense was over there chasing everybody.
The big lineman grabs the ball.
Yep. And they loved that.
Does that work?
Oh, did it work? We scored almost every time. And they made it illegal. We scored from 50, 60
How's
yards.
that illegal? I mean,
Now they
that's
call
fair.
it deception or some kind of crap.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, that's the whole point of it. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I used to run a play called Trick or Treat because I thought about it the first time I ever ran it. It was Halloween coming up, so I called it Trick or Treat. Always the first play of the game. Always the first play of the game. Never run any other time. So the first play of the game, and it's the only time we'd accept the ball because we always went defense first, like going defense first and then get the ball first and second half. So when we were going to run Trick or Treat, we return the ball and we return it to their sideline. So we all run to their sideline, so they're putting that ball in that hash. So the first play of the game, I got two guys standing in the same spot. Like normally we have one wing back where there's two of them standing in the same spot. And they start talking, hey, coach told me I'm starting tonight. No, I'm starting. What are you doing on the field? And so I started, get off the damn field, started hollering at him. So he started running backwards off the field. That's not, he's in motion is all it is. Well, the first play of the game, the other coaches are still putting their headsets on.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
still wiping their eyes. They're not sure. Everybody's not, they're not into the game yet. And so that's why I like first play of the game. So he started running off the field, and I put the stop sign. Boom. He just stopped. Boom. And then I do like that. And whenever it's time, the quarterback would call for the ball. I mean, he stopped, call for the ball. And go. And you run down the sideline by himself. We lob it up. Score from 70 to 80 yards. We scored that thing probably 5 or 6 times.
Oh, yeah.
One time we didn't score because the damn quarterback threw it out of bounds, dumbass.
Oh, my
the guy's
God.
running by himself. He threw it 5 yards out of bounds. I said, you got to have lost your mind, boy.
This guy is open for hire. Guys. He's ready to be a head football coach again.
Yep.
That's
That'd
right.
be nice.
Where would you like to go if you were going to coach?
Anywhere. Somebody that hadn't been winning, because I like to take over a program that hadn't been winning and bring them back to the top again.
Too bad False River doesn't have a team anymore. They just do like 7th and 8th grade. But
Yeah.
the schools around here are few and far between. But do you think you want to stay in Youngsville or you want to go somewhere else?
I don't know if we're supposed to say all that, but have nuts will
Oh
travel.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess not. Keep it secretive.
Like Scott.
I don't know what
Oh boy, Scott Roy.
yeah.
Have nuts will travel.
Yeah, have nuts will travel. Yeah, never mind. But you like Youngsville?
You can edit it out.
Yeah, Youngsville's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I like Youngsville. Yeah, it's a good area. There's a It's flooding with people, but it's a
Oh,
good
is
area.
it? Yeah, I'll be in
Schools are
Youngsville for
popping up like
Christmas
crazy.
next 2 weeks for a family Christmas. So
It's
I
a-
might have to come swing by and see
Yeah,
you
come
if
on,
you're
bro.
over there.
Give me a call.
You're at Barry.
I'll
Boardwalk?
go get me some mistletoe in case you got a good looking single home or whatever.
That's right. That's right.
Give me a little smooch.
You got you working at Bordelon's Furniture over there,
Right now,
and you're making those barrels.
Yeah. And Barry, he's really been supportive. He's bought me the tools I need. I still need some more product, but he's been very supportive and
How are the barrels doing?
doing great. Doing
Really?
great. And I'm getting better. You know, I'm a football coach. I'm not a carpenter by trade, but my grandfather was, and my daddy, my brothers, all were good in carpentry. And so it's not like I've never seen it, but I'm really learning a lot. And I have an older brother, Todd Guillory, that's great and all that stuff. He has every tool known to man. And so I bought a router today. Somebody told me to buy a router. I never used one before, so I went to see Todd. He's teaching me, giving me lessons on how to use
Yeah.
a router, you know. So I'm learning a lot.
Is that a little thing that does like that?
It spins around like 4,000 I don't know,
Yeah.
rotations, and it's just to like zzz around the wood. It makes it smooth and pretty, you know. You could almost write with it. They tell me if you set the blade like barely, you could draw your name and write in cursive on a piece of wood. Anything, a lot of things you can do with it.
For y'all that don't know, he makes these. He gave me one actually. It's these big, like 55-gallon solid oak whiskey barrels, and I got one in my garage that he made me. Got Buck Thunder on it, and it's awesome. It's like a little whiskey barrel cabinet shelf. It's got shelves inside of it. It's got a door inside of it.
I got some
and,
pictures right here. I just sent to my daughter just to show her what I was doing. They're pretty cool. And then right now I'm starting to make a coffee table. I'm anxious to get back in there. They got some coffee tables that will be so pretty. And then Barry wants me to start making like tables, chairs around there.
You might be able to sell that stuff at the store.
And he wants me to just get it to where I have like kind of a few of them stockpiled, and then he's going to put advertisement out to where, you know, you don't want to
Does he have multiple locations?
He has locations in Rain, Crowley, and Marksville now. 3 locations.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right, let me see what I sent to Amber. Amber's my daughter, my baby. Watch it. Okay, look right here. So this is what I just finished making. Basically look like this. This is a coffee table I'm working on right now. That's going to be pretty. I don't know if the camera can see that.
Yeah.
But you see the half a barrel underneath?
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
then I'm also going to, I love using epoxy. So instead of the countertop, the part on the top, I'm going to also use some epoxy. This is where I just finished making these, purple and gold.
Look at that.
And then the other one
yeah.
is the brown stain. And the door opened up. You see right here, it ends up looking like this. The door opens up and you can store your whiskey and stuff in there. But,
yeah.
we're also going to make some where you can drop a sink in the top. You know, you cut the circle out the top and you drop a sink in there. Put water in the hoses underneath, and you have a little sink. You know?
Put that in a cabin or something. I still got to move mine. I don't know where I want to put it yet. That's why it's still out there. I'm like, I don't know if I want to put it in there or I'd use it more out here. So I'm not sure yet. But and it's 200 pounds, so
They have it.
it's hard to move.
They have it. You got to roll them around your side.
So yeah, y'all, if y'all want to get one of these, you got to go to Bordelon's Furniture. Call Bordelon's.
Call in Rain.
Call in Rain.
That's my headquarters.
You
right
drive
now.
to Rain over there every day?
Yeah, it's a long drive. Yeah, tearing me up in
Lord.
Cass, but it's a long drive. Tearing me up in Cass. But Call in Rain. That's where I stay, and you could order. You could say, can you do this with them, or can you do that with color, or
And
anything.
yes, you can, right?
Yes, you can.
Yes,
yeah.
you can.
I will figure it out.
You put your marriage initials on it, and then you put your own initials on it, and he'll do whatever you want for it.
That's right.
So
You favorite school color, mascots on there, anything. I mean, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want, we'll figure it out. You know.
yeah.
I'll
Well,
figure
look,
it out.
dude, we had another great little podcast, and I appreciate you coming over. We're gonna go cook some. What are we cooking again?
Some fried backstrap and whatever else you got. We're gonna fry it
Some
all.
fingerling, some steak sirloin fingerling
Yeah.
fried tips. So we're gonna go get to that, guys. It was another good one. Catch you later. We're doing fine with Connor James. See you later, Coach Doug.
Thank you,
We're
Connor.
gonna
Appreciate you,
walk
brother.
out of here.
Yes, sir.